The thing that I like most about these cars are that you don't have all the parts together. They're all around, they're leftover pieces from other projects. It's super low budget. It's more of a treasure hunt than anything. You have to scavenge around and just make something that's badass. The next project I want to do is a Model A. I want to build a roadster pickup. Call it a rat rod. It's a whole new trend. It's hot right now. Everybody wants one. So my intent is to dip into my own private parts stash, source out a few other pieces around town. I know a bunch of hideouts. People have stashes of parts, and we're gonna build this thing. I want to bring it to Las Vegas to sell. There's a show coming up at the end of March, which is dedicated mostly to this kind of custom culture, this new era of car customizers and people who live this lifestyle. The most important thing for me was to lay down the line of the car, and I want it to be utterly low. I want it to be so low it was almost undrivable, because I think that looks the best. So I just stepped the chassis way up in the back. The rear end, a lot of people run a buggy spring. I didn't have one, so I took these coil springs and made the chassis to fit that. The most important thing for me was to take all the pieces and get a rolling chassis and make it ready for all the body and the aesthetic parts. Set up a couple of these gussets. We're gonna run it along the entire length of the arm here. The most important thing to me right now is to make sure that these things don't break. A lot of them have been sitting around for 30, 40, 50 years, not being used. I don't know how strong they are. My first idea was to make sure they were strong. As soon as I did that, I realized it has to look good. And I want it to look good and old, like it might have happened back in the day. I hope somebody with a lot of money really likes it. It's a fine pair of headers. I'm gonna ruin them by cutting them apart and putting some silly contraption on that I create. I'm gonna keep these till I'm dead. I'm gonna keep these till I'm all done. So maybe I'll put a little bit of me into this and hopefully it'll stay there. Whoever wants the car can just unbolt them, but I don't think anyone that's traditional would really love what's going on here right now. I think they'd be a little bit upset. I really love this idea of just spot welding, make it look more like rivets, so I'm gonna do all the arms like that, just about an inch apart, just big, nasty welds that look like rivets. Big rivets makes me think of tanks, planes, military stuff, super industrial, so I'm gonna make it look that way. That wraps it up. I think it looks really cool. I wanna see it on the ground at ride height. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this man is about to desecrate a fantastic bit of Americana. Like I said, I tend to get carried away cartoony. That's a little bit out there, but I think it's okay. Okay. It's a 302, it's a small block Ford motor. I don't know where it came from, but it's all rebuilt and new. Yeah, this should make the car go at least 700 miles an hour. All I want to do is make this car and go to Vegas. My whole life right now revolves around this deadline. It has to be done. The easiest way to put sheet metal in is just in flat plates, but obviously the floor isn't flat. So what I'm doing is establishing a whole series of triangles. So it's kind of not origami, but it's something like that. Thought I was gonna do this setup with the jagged, burned out stuff, but I don't like it. I'm gonna put it something a little bit more conservative, so I'm gonna start by making a square tube frame that surrounds this license plate. Weld it on and spot welds like you have the arms, and it's done. Clean, and it looks good. Yeah, this is sweet. It's clean. It's right. It's not my greatest vision, but it's right for this.
How would you describe the dune buggy chick car?
That car is just, that car means so much to me, dude. It's, that car is, it's my favorite car. It's the best car I ever built. It's my favorite car in the whole world. I didn't expect that question. My ex-best friend, ex-girlfriend, she was a super rad artist, painter, sculptor. She said, well, why don't we make a flying dune buggy? I said, what? Yeah, like if Amelia Earhart met Tank Girl, and they got together and made a dune buggy, this is what it would be. A lot of workmanship, a lot of skill, but you know, it ain't cool. It just isn't. My father was working in this building doing construction. He got friendly with the janitor, and the janitor would give him cases of toilet paper and tampons, because that's, you know, all he could hook him up with. He was a janitor. So we always had all these boxes of tampons around, and I had to make these huge fiberglass shapes, and I didn't have enough material. So I mocked it up with some paper mache on the outside, and I took the tampons and threw them in the fiberglass, and they sucked full of this stuff, and I just laid them on. So it's kind of funny that it's a chick car, and it's made out of tampons, the whole rear end. Now this is a really big pizza box. Always order the extra large if you have to make any templates for a pickup truck bed. All in all, I think this is good for now. We'll trim it up later after we get all the folds put in it. This type of forming with the metal, it strengthens it. I'm designing so that it looks cool too, but it's mainly for strength because I want this lid to be able to hinge up and support itself. So these will really put a lot of strength in it. I guess again, back to the my car, their car thing. My car would have this.
How do you know when it's right?
I don't know that it's right. Call me in an hour. Maybe I'll just rip this thing and throw it in the garbage. This window frame, I made it from an original '39 Auburn windshield. I modified it to fit this car. I want to use these two cool old gauges. I don't know where they came from, but got oil pressure and water temperature. I don't know what this ashtray is from, but it's pretty cool looking. All right, that'll help you with your nicotine fix. And now for your alcohol fix, I think we'll install this fine bottle opener on the dashboard too. The police love to see that. I thought it would look cool to have the same kind of spot welded look like we did with the arms. A car, like any art piece, is an entity unto itself. You want to have a continuity. This is what's left of the original steering wheel. I don't know what year this came from, but obviously it's very old. It's just going to be too big. It's probably going to be up like that. It's here. Just change it around. I guess my favorite thing about the old tools is that it's not with mass production in mind. It's all about the handcrafting. So you get a lot of tools left over from industry that don't make money for people, so you can pick them up cheap. At first, I set up the steering column. I hooked up the original steering wheel, and it was too big. It didn't fit, so I just made a new hoop and made a smaller wheel. I mean, now that it's starting to look more like a car, I'm thinking about the paint, and of course I was originally going to go with like flat black with red accents, but after seeing the dashboard and how cool it looks, I think I want to see what this will look like when I shine it up. I guess the reason I'm considering making it all metal as opposed to painting it flat black is because it'll just more showcase what I do. It's like I don't pride myself in auto body or Bondo or paint. I pride myself in making stuff out of metal. Makes me think of like a sardine can or something. It's like it's cool. I think the rusty frame is enough. I'll paint the rest black. I can't decide where to put the shifter. I mean, originally I was going to put it in the middle, big tall shifter. My other car has that. I've seen a lot of other people do it, but there's just no room in here. So I remembered I had this is an emergency brake for a Chevy truck, like a 66 or something. I think I want to make a jockey shift, a suicide shift for this car. So when you're driving, you're out of the car. You're like, it's really tough. Come on! Drive, neutral, reverse, park. Cool.
We pick a certain era of a hot rod or a custom and a time frame of when that car might have been built, and then we just basically adhere to that year or group of years and build the car within those parameters.
My name's John Fisher, and been a chopper member for the full life of the club. And this is my 36 Ford. It's all done 40 style, kind of motorboat style. It's been chopped, 40 Ford fenders, and the taillights have been changed, and now they've been blended into the tail guards. Everything's been shaved. It was my initial design, and I kind of researched it. It has a 50 Ford Deluxe steering wheel. You know, it would be in primer, but I've kind of gone beyond primer and finally painted it. And I don't know, it just kind of snowballed. It was hard to stop doing stuff to it.
Kind of gives you a feel what it would have been like for a guy driving it, you know, in the 40s or the 50s or the 60s or whatever, depending on what car we're driving. You know, it's like a time machine in a lot of ways, I think.
We had these guys on here. I'm gonna save them maybe for one of my own cars, but we're gonna go traditional on this, or at least as traditional as I can muster. A lot of people talk about Ed Roth. Ed Roth, they love his style, his aesthetic style, and he does stuff that nobody even understands, or he did stuff that nobody understands. So that's what I want to do. People understand this. They can relate. Hopefully they'll pay a lot of money for it so I can do what I really want. I've seen this car before somewhere. That's all I can say. I'm trying to create something that everyone likes, except me. I think it's so done, just like that. Yeah, I decided that these things suck. Change it. Follow me. I think aspiring to a traditional build absolutely holds me back. I like the look of it, but I'm not concerned with the year, make, manufacturer. I'm just looking for an aesthetic. And that's what I love about this kind of approach, is that you're not really bound by a $1 million paint job. You can change it every week if you want. And it still looks rad. I'm just gonna start painting it. It's gonna evolve into something fantastic. I thought it would look really cool if we left rust in a lot of spots and just put the only gloss paint on the whole car, which is high gloss clear, to just showcase all the old metal. I think that'll look really badass. The body was just too nice. I just You thought I forgot about those steel toes, didn't you? I didn't have a vent for it, you know? You need a little ventilation in there. I think they're perfect. I just knew it would come to me. I knew those toes were gonna be worth something, man. They were too cool to just throw out. My favorite thing is that you can take something that people will recognize and just warp it into something that they don't recognize.
That's my super project back there. Probably like in a year or so, I'm gonna start on that. It's a 50 olds. It's my 55. I had that up and running about probably 8 years ago now. One of my crazy buddies, Nacho, he had some wild idea to build a tiki head for some reason. He didn't know what to do with it, so we brought it over here. But it was one of those things like, you know, who knows what the hell we're doing here with this thing, you know? So this is the workshop. This is where all the cars get built out of here. Maybe 6 to 10 cars within the last 3 years.
This is where you built this car?
Yeah, this is where I built this car. The engine's a 57 392. The carburetion's 4 Webers. The frame I hand built. Only the front 2 feet are the original Model A frame, and the rest is 2x4 box tubing. 46 Ford steering column, 32 style dash. I chopped it 4 inches. It's got an old roll pan on the back from a 50s hot rod I found in an old man's garage. It was the only piece he saved from his high school hot rod that he had. We get our kicks off of trying to build it as traditional as we can, rather than just buying parts out of a catalog. We're just kind of bringing it back to the roots where it started.
Like an expectant father.
Nervous?
Yes, nervous.
Somebody squirted oil down the cylinder wall.
Oh yeah, I filled it with oil. It's the sweet smell of success. I think the artist's struggle is finding out how he wants to express himself, so one day it was black, the next day it was silver, that's all I can say. I was moved to sand the entire car just to see, and I think I like this. I finished off the tailgate here, just took the remaining piece from this after I cut it, welded it across here, and just put a little bar on the back for a handle. I got some hinges that were just laying around and put them in there. Put some reinforcements and then just sprayed it with undercoat. I'm gonna spray a clear with a little gold flake in it, so it's just a little more dramatic when the sun's on it. Oh, he's the guy with the gold car. Yeah, I saw that car out there. That's the gold one. We gotta go. It's almost time. We gotta go. After it was gold, I was horrified, so I sprayed it black in an effort to just make it fit. It looked like Liberace. It was so wrong.
The car club, the shifters from Southern California, throw a car show every year. Their whole deal is a pre-63 car show, all traditional built rods and customs. There's thousands of people up here, hundreds of cars. They turned away 200 cars at the gate this morning that didn't fit the criteria. It's all about the traditionally built custom and hot rod.
Well, we made it. We pulled in last night. This place is already packed. I couldn't believe it. Met the road zombies from up north and saw the giant tiki, and these dudes saved us a spot to park as well. And I guess they dug the car. I guess I was really concerned with that and the whole build, making sure that the people who were into the traditional stuff respected what I did.
I think Ian's car is real awesome. No, personally, I'm into the more traditional style cars, and his car is definitely along the lines of very traditional, the way it looks. Very artsy. He's done a lot of classy artwork with it as far as his welding and stuff like that, which is cool. You know, he's personalized it.
I was noticing the tie rod ends, how all the welds and stuff, all this like kind of little spot welds. It's cool. It looks like it came out pretty awesome.
And there's just thousands of people here right now that want to be involved. If every car looked the same here, I guess it would be pretty boring. So there's a smattering of all different types of cars. Painted cars, primer cars, rusted cars. I'm not going to pick apart someone's car. I'm just going to build my car the way I want to build it.
There's people here that don't have a car, but they're going to have a car next year because they go, that's looks fun to me. So I'm going to go search out and buy a car and start working on it.
You know, it's all about fun. There's no attitude here. You know, with us or any of these other people, everyone's here for a good time. You gotta come here by yourself and you leave with 20 new friends. It's really cool.